And I think we're recording.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hey, participants of the Utah Humanities Book Festival. My name is Dallas Graham, and I'm sitting here with my dear friend, Brianna Heim, who is one of the storytellers of the Red Fred Project. Before we jump into what we're going to do, which is pretty amazing and wonderful and has all sorts of greatness to it, which is we're interviewing Bree and about her recently published book through the Red Fred Project. I wanted to give you, a bird's eye view of what the Red Fred Project is, even if you've heard about us before, or maybe this is your first time. We've participated in the Utah Humanities Book Festival for 6 years, so we really like coming back. This year it's virtual. I think that's kind of wonderful that we're still doing it. We're usually on the Big Mouse stage at Library Square. This year, with how everything's going and the virtual space, it made it so that we could do even a little more with some of our storytellers. So before we jump into what Bree and I are going to share, I wanted to tell you about the Red Fred Project by looking at one of the books, which happens to be hers, but I'm going to read the mission of the Red Fred Project in the books. And let me turn off my AC because I think that was going. Hold on, please. We don't need all that background noise, do we? So, and let me silence my phone and quiet all of my plants. Shh, plants. Shh. Okay. All right. Each of the books in the Red Fred Project have our mission. So I'm going to read that mission to you. The Red Fred Project finds children living in extraordinary circumstances and asks them the question, if you could write a book for the entire world to read, what would it be about? The stories they share, filled with humor, compassion, and wisdom. The books we create together become a vehicle for these stories. They become a lasting voice, a tangible achievement for each child. As part of the proceeds from each book sold goes to the family or to a related cause chosen by the child, the books are also a way to help with financial difficulties. You see, magic multiplies, lives on forever. You will be inspired by the talent and imagination of these children. I began the Red Fred Project almost 7 years ago when I realized there was a lot of kids on the planet who live in these extraordinary circumstances. And I wanted to ask them about what they would say if given the chance, and then back it up with some professional know-how and turn it into published books. These are children's books. These are fictitious children's books, like the ones we grew up reading, like the ones you have on your shelf, like the ones you go and buy and get for people for special occasions. We love that we get to create children's book with children at the helm. We started the Red Fred Project with a really pretty intense mission. That was 50 books with 50 children from 50 states with 50 different extraordinary circumstances and 50 different book signings. I'm still doing that today. That's what I do every single day. We've been to 18 states so far, and it's almost been 7 years, and it's been life-changing on so many levels. And then, just a little bit ago, Utah, which is my home state, I decided, because we had so much support and love from Utah, and our first storyteller, Nathan Glad, was from Utah, I thought maybe it's time that I try to help, Lord, let other people help me help more kids tell stories. So we started what's called the Utah Collection. And we held hands, high-fived, with one of our favorite organizations in Utah called Angels Hands Foundation. And I called them up and I said, hey guys, you've been a great help to me and helped me find Nathan Glad. Can you help me find more kids in Utah that want to be storytellers, authors, published authors? They said, yes, Dallas, we'll go. Bree was one of these kids. Then we found a bunch of creative professionals within Salt Lake City, photographers, designers, writers, videographers, and fundraisers. And we put them all together, and then I selected their kid and gave them an opportunity. These teams then went and did the workshopping with Bree. And the thing that we're going to look at today was produced. Bree also had her book signing, which was a fantastic thing for everyone involved, right, Bree? It was amazing, right? I wasn't able to be to it, but all of her team was there, and the people of the Red Fred Project that supported it in Salt Lake City were there, and it was just phenomenal. What was also really cool that I just wanted to let you know, Bree went on to compete in a competition called the Miss Amazing Nationals in Chicago, where she was selected out of Utah as the Utah representative of this competition, and she went to Chicago to compete. She received the award of first runner-up to this competition, and her platform was, correct me if I'm wrong, Bree, but I think it was, you are the author of your life? Maybe? Yeah. It was something like that, right? Well, then she does this beautiful presentation in front of this amazing audience that just was like clapping and roaring. And then she shares her book, the story that she's going to share with you today, which is a fictitious children's book about things that she learned in her life and put into little birds. It's amazing. It's so terrific. So that's what the Red Fred Project does. That's where we're going nationally, is all over. But then we also have this awesome group of kids here in Utah that 10 books, 11 storytellers that have all made the Utah collection start happening. And I love them all. And they're just also distinct and perfect. Let me just see what else I wanted to tell you about. I would love for you to learn more about the Red Fred Project. You can go to our website, redfredproject.com. You can follow us on Facebook or Instagram, Red Fred Project. You'll find us. You can subscribe to our newsletter, which you go to the website, and there's a little button on the top of the website, redfredproject.com. Just subscribe. And when I have news, which is about every month, I'll keep you informed of the books coming out, the books that are selling, new storytellers, life events of these storytellers, things that we're learning all along the way. So you can subscribe to all these to keep up with us. All right. I think that's enough for me. But I did want to make sure that you guys understand this is a really awesome, positively charged space. We're working with the coolest people in the entire world. And one of them is right here. And we are going to talk to Bree about her personal life, her creative life as someone who's a storyteller and wants to continue to tell stories. And I'm going to ask her all these sorts of things. And Bree's also prepared and is ready to answer that. So without further ado, let's jump in. Hello, Bree Heim. Hey. I'm so glad you took time out of your busy schedule to see me. How was school today for you? Pretty good. Bree, what grade are you in?
I'm in 10th grade.
10th grade! So I guess technically that makes you a sophomore. Yeah. Great. 10th grade. And I guess you'd be, what age does that make you? Tell me, how old are you? Sorry, I can't remember. I'm an old person and I don't have a good memory. I don't remember how old I am. Who am I kidding?
I am 15 years old.
15 years old. I was close. And I'm curious, I don't think I've ever asked this, and I have a list of questions. We're going to jump those in a second. Does your iPad have a name by chance? It's just iPad. I'm sure glad that you have that iPad. It's so wonderful to hear you through it, to understand everything you're saying. You're so precise in your words and your ideas, and I just love it. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pull out my phone, and let's jump into some of these questions. Okay? You ready? All right. All right. The first question. Bree, why did you want to work with the Red Fred Project?
I wanted to work with the Red Fred Project because I wanted to share my story with the world. I also thought it would be really fun to write my first book.
Your first book. Does that mean there could be a second book maybe in your future? I totally think there can be and there will be. I'm so glad that we got to be the first book you're going to write. And can't wait for the second. And third. All right, number 2. What's the best way for anyone, like a stranger, maybe someone you've never known, someone at school, an adult that might meet you, to ask about your extraordinary circumstances?
The best way people could ask about my extraordinary circumstances could be to come up, ask how I'm doing, and then ask what's your extraordinary circumstance, if you don't mind me asking. I don't like how some people just come up and ask what's wrong with me. It makes me laugh because there is nothing wrong with me. I just do things differently.
I think that's so good. Can you play that one again? Yeah, let's listen to that again, everyone. Really listen up.
Could ask about my extraordinary circumstances could be to come up, ask how I'm doing, and then ask what's your extraordinary circumstance, if you don't mind me asking. I don't like how some people just come up and ask what's wrong with me. It makes me laugh because there is nothing wrong with me. I just do things differently.
That is so true. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. And I love that you said it like that. And I love that you said it in that way because those words help people understand differently. And suddenly that really resonates as true to everybody. So I'm so glad you're putting it this way. There's nothing wrong with you, right? And the way you say that, that's the same way it frames for other people. You're who you are. I love it. I love it. That was so well said. Thank you for saying that. Question 3. Why write stories?
Writing stories is a great way to teach and entertain many types of unique people of all ages. It's also the perfect way to express your thoughts and feelings.
Right. Okay, play it again because I like it so much. I might be doing these a couple times. I like it.
Writing stories is a great way to teach and entertain many types of unique people of all ages. It's also the perfect way to express your thoughts and feelings.
Yeah. So that's why we can see why our story is significant, according to Brianna Heim. What do you guys think? I wish I could hear all the audience agree. I'm sure there would be lots of thumbs ups and claps. It is, it's right. It's a way for people to express, like you said, you know, to really get themselves out of here and out in front, maybe in ways people have never seen before. Beautiful. Question 4. Bree, what's helped you stay positive during months with COVID?
Been staying positive by keeping in touch and FaceTiming with my friends and family. Another way I've been keeping positive is by going out and exploring nature. We are so lucky to have so many beautiful things to see here in Utah. I remind myself that this is only temporary. We will all get through this if we work together and help each other.
Yes. Let's listen to that one again. So you guys, I'm asking like what's helped Bree keep positive? And I love all these answers. It's great. Keeping in touch, nature, but let's listen to how she said it again.
I've been staying positive by keeping in touch and FaceTiming with my friends and family. Another way I've been keeping positive is by going out and exploring nature. We are so lucky to have so many beautiful things to see here in Utah. I remind myself that this is only temporary. We will all get through this if we work together and help each other.
Oh, I love this positive attitude at the end. Yeah, we will actually all get through it together. You're awesome. Thank you for saying that. And thank you for reminding me of that today. Because I need that reminder every day. Every day, Bree. Like every day. Even if I hear it today, I still need it tomorrow. And I'm gonna remember this tomorrow too. And thank you for your positivity. Next question. Why are stories important to you, Bree Heim?
Stories are important to me because they keep me entertained and they help me learn more.
Yeah. Entertained and learning. That's a good combo. Nicely said, nicely said. I'm gonna quickly to the audience. Audience, you guys, it's so weird to see to see eyes here. The kids all have a little bird that's derived from a comma. You can see Betty on Breeze. That's Betty. Yep. This is Red Fred. We call them their trooper. So I was curious if we, like all stories, they have protagonists, antagonists, you know, kind of the dramatis personae. They've got a cast of people in it. And I'm curious about Breeze trooper. So tell me about your trooper. Tell us about your trooper, Betty.
My trooper's name is Betty Bubblegum. Betty is brave and fearless, like me. I'm a big fan of Wonder Woman, so I made Betty look a little like her. I also made her all my favorite colors: pink, purple, and teal. It was really fun creating her and making her come to life.
Oh, I love it. Let's listen to it again.
My trooper's name is Betty Bubblegum. Betty is brave and fearless, like me. I'm a big fan of Wonder Woman, so I made Betty look a little like her. I also made her all my favorite colors: pink, purple, and teal. It was really fun creating her and making her come to life.
I love it. You did make her come to life, and I remember hearing about Betty and about that she was going to have a Wonder Woman vibe. And your designer, Emily, I think she did a fabulous job. She did, didn't she? And I love that you say teal, not just like green. You like teal, yeah. Yeah, you talked a lot about colors, huh? Colors is an important part of the characters when we develop them. And I like that you reference someone as such a great hero, like Wonder Woman. She is. She's a terrific hero, right? Yeah, I loved it. And all that echoes in your little bird. And I love how you brought all of that and then we transferred it and put it onto a little bird. That's so cool. And I love that people get to hear the backstory. If they had read it, maybe they didn't know. So that's really cool that now they know hearing from you. Okay, next question. What's your recipe for staying positive?
My recipe for staying positive is to keep in touch with friends and family, read, watch funny TikTok videos, and just make the most out of it the best you can.
Okay, so getting in touch with family and friends and watching videos, funny videos. I agree. Seems like humor is a big fun thing for you. Let's listen to that one more time, Bree.
My recipe for staying positive is to keep in touch with friends and family, read, watch funny TikTok videos, and just make the most out of it the best you can.
Yeah. Yep. It's a great attitude. I hope our audience is listening and being reminded that they can do it. They can do these things and stay positive. That's great. Next question. Bree, how would you describe your illness, disease, disability to someone who's never heard about it?
Working with creative professionals was it really cool experience. We had a lot of fun creating story and taking lots of pictures. I'm sorry.
That was my fault, everybody.
My team. They're the best.
Hey everyone, that was my bad. I skipped to the wrong question. Hey Bree, so let's go back to that question again. Sorry, you did great. The next question is that Bree prepared was, what was it like working with creative professionals to write your book?
Working with creative professionals was a really cool experience. We had a lot of fun creating the story and taking lots of pictures for the book. I loved working with my team. They're the best.
I agree. I love your team too. I think they are the best. You had a writer, you had a designer, you had Kelly, you had designer Emily, you had Laura. Laura was doing photos, right? Right? Also beautiful. You went on location to Saltaire, right? It was so cool. You guys really gelled well as a team. Don't you think? Yeah. And they were so great to work with. All of them were just, everything I heard about it was so positive when I would check in with them or when I'd get notes from them. All of them just thought it was such a fun time to work with you. And that was really positive for me, trusting that they would do really well working with you. So you guys, I just loved hearing all about it, and I know that they love you very much. They think you're the bee's knees. They do think you're Wonder Woman. I'm gonna make sure to look at the right question, Bree. All right, Bree, why did you want to share your specific story, the one you made in your book?
In my book, Betty Gets Bullied. I too had been bullied at school. The reason I wanted to share how I get bullied was to show people that they can stand up to their bullies just like I have. Don't let anyone tear you down. Also, everybody is different. We all have our ways of doing things, and that is okay.
Play that again. That's just magic to my ears. Do it again.
In my book, Betty Gets Bullied. I too had been bullied at school. The reason I wanted to share how I get bullied was to show people that they can stand up to their bullies just like I have. Don't let anyone tear you down. Also, everybody is different. We all have our ways of doing things, and that is okay.
I couldn't say anything to that. That's just absolutely beautiful. Of course, breaks my heart that knowing that you've been bullied, That makes me sad. I'm also very proud that as your friend, as someone who believes in you, that you're willing and able and a doer to stand up to bullies. You know, because it really sets a tone when people are able to stand up and not let bad things happen to them so that other people feel safe. And then the last bit, you said something about the effect of we're all different, you know, and man, I wish we could remember that more often, huh? And to respect each other, even maybe cherish each other because we're different. It's so beautiful. I feel like we could listen to that 10 more times. Thank you. Let's go to the next one. This is the one I think we're getting to now. How would you describe your disease, illness, or circumstance to someone who's never heard about it?
Hyperphagia type 1 is a rare disease that affects my fine and gross motor skills as well as my speech. My body isn't able to break down proteins as well as other people, so I can't eat a lot of protein in a day.
Okay, so we're learning a couple things. Let's do it again because I'm pretty sure 98% of the people listening probably have never heard of those words before, right? Let's do it again.
Hyperphagia type 1 is a rare disease that affects my fine and gross motor skills as well as my speech. My body isn't able to break down proteins as well as other people, so I can't eat a lot of protein in a day.
So I think what we're learning is that protein is a big part of your life, right? A big part of your body's life. It's a big part of everyone's life, right? How our bodies can take in protein. And it sounds like you eat you have to really focus on making sure to get plenty of it. Is that right? Eat quite a bit of it?
I have to eat a little bit of it.
Oh, a little bit of it. Okay. Thank you for helping me understand that better. The other thing, I'll just quickly remind people in your book, it's a really cool part. We won't read this part of the book, but in the back of her book, we have what's called our advocacy page. This is a 250-word description of butyric acidemia type 1 that our friends at a really great organization called Patient Worthy, who do rare disease advocacy, that they wrote about it. And then they supplied a couple of links to help people understand a little bit more about it. We like that we get to have just a little, we have one full page. It's so important. There's one full page that we want to make sure people understand it. Because I'll say before I met you, I didn't know anyone with butyric acidemia type 1. Now I feel really special because I know that you're you, and you're amazing. So I'm so excited about that. Okay, let's go to next question. Tell me about a few of your favorite authors, books, or stories.
few of my favorite books are written by my friends, Lauren Siemens, Kate Capsato, and Nathan Glad. I think their books have great lessons to learn from. I also love the Harry Potter books. I think they are really good and interesting.
Oh, I love that. Play it one more time.
A
Repeat.
few of my favorite books are written by my friends, Lauren Siemens, Kate Capsato, and Nathan Glad. I think their books have great lessons to learn from. I also love the Harry Potter books. I think they are really good and interesting.
She named 3 of the people she named are 3 other Red Fred Project storytellers. One of which you'll definitely be hearing from. Gabe Casados is another interview we're gonna have. So I'm really thankful that you guys are such good friends and that you know how to support and like each other's work. That's really great too. When you have friends or colleagues that are in the same space as you and you get to know each other through your work, which is really cool. I love that you guys have that relationship. All right, let's go to the next question. Let's see. Okay. Do you have ideas, Bree, for other books, other stories? Are you willing to share what those are?
I have a few ideas for other books. One of them would be how I ski and how fast I go. The other would maybe be how I love hockey and how we always go to hockey games. Another idea I have for a book is how I was in a movie.
I love it. Let's listen to that again, please. Tell us that one more time.
I have a few ideas for other books. One of them would be how I ski and how fast I go. The other would maybe be how I love hockey and how we always go to hockey games. Another idea I have for a book is how I was in a movie.
Hello, hello. These all sound so great. I hope you keep working on them, cultivating them, letting the artist side of you come through because when the time is right, I would love to read these books. Thanks for sharing that. What is your favorite book about?
My favorite book when I was younger was What Color Is Your Underwear? I loved that book. I thought it was so funny seeing the different animals wearing crazy underwear. Now I'm really enjoying reading the Harry Potter series. I recently just became a big Harry Potter fan. I also like the book Bridge to Terabithia, even though it's super sad.
Yeah. Sometimes sad books are great. Huh? Yeah. You feel, it makes you feel. You know, I didn't read Harry Potter a lot when they first came out. Finally, a friend of mine who's someone I really trust a lot, we were in college even, because I was like, how am I gonna like a kid's book? Anyway, he goes, I promise. So I read it. Gotta be a fan. Much like you, sounds like you're a fan now. All right, let's go to, okay. Next question. What would you like people to understand about your life?
I would like people to know that even though I have a disability, I am just like you. I may do things a little differently, but that doesn't mean you should underestimate me or bully me. Everyone is different and that's okay.
Amen. Say that again. Say that again.
I would like people to know that even though I have a disability, I am just like you. I may do things a little differently, but that doesn't mean you should underestimate me or bully me. Everyone is different and that's okay.
Yeah. Amen. Yep. This is a fun one. What are you looking forward to in the next few months?
I'm looking forward for COVID to be hopefully over, and I can finally hang out with my friends. I'm also looking forward to Christmas.
Oh, Christmas. Can we say that now in September? Oh, and I want you to be able to be close to your friends too. I know you're missing them big time. I know. Stay positive. Let's stay positive, huh? Someone taught me that. Stay positive. It is, we're gonna get there, right? We are. We'll get there to a place where we can feel safe again and in our groups of friends. And what a great day that'll be when they can just tackle you with hugs. Right? And you tackling them too. You'll pick them up and just like, rah, take him in, take him in. I love it. All right. A little off topic. What's your favorite cereal or treat or dinner or breakfast?
My favorite cereal was Fruity Pebbles. My favorite treat is probably ice cream or cake. My favorite dinner is anything pasta. I love pasta. My favorite breakfast is waffles and ice cream that my dad makes for me. Sometimes they're so nice. I love food.
You love food. Have you been to Bruges Waffles in Salt Lake City downtown? Oh. All right, well, I'll talk to your mom. It's right below my house. It's a Belgian waffle place, but it's a real Belgian waffles, like how they make them in Belgium, which is different than here. It is wonderful. You would love it, especially if you like ice cream. The fact your dad makes great ice cream. I don't know if I understood that one or not.
He put pound sign. He puts it on top.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Next question. What is a typical day like for you? Share a day in the life.
Before COVID happened, I had a really fun life. I had cheer practice. I had theater practice. I could hang out with my friends. We went to hockey games. We also volunteered at some of the organizations we are a part of. But now we can't go out anywhere anymore. COVID has changed my life a lot, and it kind of has been affecting my mental health because I haven't been able to see anyone much like I used to be able to.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you bring up a really great point, Bree, is the mental health, right? Maybe, and I don't think a lot of us knew this, right? I don't think we knew going into COVID that it would affect our mental health, though, like you said, but it has, right? It's really, um, yeah, made us have to think and rechange and stay positive in ways that we probably didn't know before. You're on cheer squad, you're in theater, you love hockey games. You live a very active life, so this has obviously been a big shift for you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for you to get back to those things when we get back to it. Yeah, thank you. Just a couple questions left, and then we'll read your story. What's hard for you?
There are a lot of things that are hard for me. Sometimes my hands don't work the way I want them to, so using them can be a challenge sometimes. My muscle tone is constantly changing, and that throws off my body. Also, math is kind of hard for me. It's also really hard staying focused doing online schoolwork.
Mm.
I kind of get distracted.
I don't know how you're staying focused doing online schoolwork. That must be so hard. I have some nieces and nephews your age, and I just keep thinking how hard it would be to stay online like that. So lots of love going out to you. Can you play that one more time again? I want to hear the bits about the hand.
There are a lot of things that are hard for me. Sometimes my hands don't work the way I want them to, so using them can be a challenge sometimes. My muscle tone is constantly changing, and that throws off my body. Also, math is kind of hard for me. It's also really hard staying focused doing online schoolwork. I kind of get distracted.
Well, you're not alone being distracted too. I get distracted. So here's to that. All right, our last question before we jump into your book. Tell me a real life story about someone you know who inspires you.
There are several people who inspire me, but only I go down to 3. The first person is Wonder Woman. She is so strong, brave, and fearless. I love that I strive to be like her. Another person who inspires me is you, Dallas.
Oh,
You inspire me to write and teach the world about my extraordinary circumstance. I love how you are helping other kids across the country do the same. That are my parents. They inspire me by encouraging me to try new things and to never give up.
you made me cry. Thank you. Well, you inspire me. And your parents do.
I love you.
I love you too, Bree. I'm so glad we're connected and we're friends. Ooh. You should have told me you were going to make me cry. Cry alert. That was really beautiful. Thank you for taking the time to answer all the questions and giving us, a really nice glimpse into your life, a better one. A lot of times we read an author, right? We just see their name and we don't get to really actually see what goes on or know the things about them. And so I really love this chance that we are able to do this because now it's like a fuller, not just like the words, right? That people associate to your name. Now they have a bigger, it's like 3 dimensions of Bree. So thank you. Now, why don't we read your book? Oh, it looks like it's frozen. Oh, there we go. All right, everybody. We're going to read.
At that very moment, if you could get on top of a horse, if you're going to get on top of the building, he heckled.
All good. We will be assisted by Wendy Heim, Bree Heim's mother, sitting close by. We love Wendy.
My horses. Eddie Bubblegum was a sassy, sweet, fearless animal lover who spent her weekends riding horses, wearing brave fashion accessories, and adventuring with her friend, a good-natured service dog named Emily. Betty's wings didn't work like most other birds, so she found other unique ways to make life work the way she needed it to. One weekend, Betty and her best gal pal, Penny, decided to go horseback riding with Jenna, a Norwegian fjord horse, to a rock concert at the beach. They invited Silas to saddle up with them. Hey Silas, come horseback riding to a concert with us. But horses scare me, trembled Silas. I used to be scared of them too, but Jenna changed it for me. She's very docile, encouraged Betty. Plus she's got a punk rock mohawk, trilled Penny.
Ooh.
Emily, outside the barn, Jenna was sunning herself while grazing. Come on, you two. Let's giddy up, squealed Penny. Ha. Good luck with that, sneered Dread Fred. Why don't you just fly up on the horse, Betty? Huh. It's not that hard.
Scoot back just a little bit, Wendy. Great. Thank you. Great.
Stop being such a bully, snapped Silas. You're not helping one bit. But look at her. She can't even get up on the horse, roared Dread Fred. My wings may not work like yours, Betty said, but Emily can help you. Emily held the reins on the halter so Betty could scamper up the rope onto Jenna.
Oh, look at that dog and look at that horse. So cute.
I knew I could do it. Betty hollered at Dread Fred, who flew off in a huff. Now it's your turn, Silas. If I can do it, you can too, she said.
Beautiful photograph, beautiful picture.
You can even borrow my brave cuffs to help you, invited Betty. Silas put Betty's blazing cuffs on, which gave him the courage to fly up and land on Jenna's shimmering neck. Hey, these cuffs are pretty snazzy, admired Silas. Hold on there, cowboy. Don't get too used to them. I'm gonna want them back, said Betty.
I like that.
Jenna spoke to a trot and dropped the reins off on the beach near the venue. As they neared the yellow peaks of the concert hall, they could hear the band warming up. That wasn't bad at all. Thanks for helping me be brave, Betty. Now I'm ready to rock out, Silas gushed.
Ooh.
They couldn't see the band from the beach, but they could see some gleaming spires. Let's watch the concert from the fair, Silas cried. At that very moment, Dread Fred swooped by. If you could get on top of a horse, then how do you think you're going to get on top of the building? He heckled. Good underestimate me or my bestie's dread bread. I'll get to the top of the spire even if I do it differently. Fired back then.
Right.
Silence. Penny and the jolly troop hatched the plan. They formed a ladder and encouraged Betty up and up, all the way to the top. Betty thanked the jolly troop for helping her get the best seat to the house. She and her besties danced the night away as Dread Bread flew up without mumbling another word. He never bothered brave Betty and her besties again. Mike. Drop.
Great story. I love the story. That was so great. So great. Congratulations. I want to just the very last. I want to tell our audience about. Do you have your lessons by chance?
Who?
You have your lessons by chance? So at the end of every book, dear audience, I'll just tell the audience. At the end of every book, we have two lessons. Thank you. We have two lessons, 1 and 2, that the kids say they want, after you've read their book, they want you to remember these things. These are some of the very favorite words of my whole life when I read these lessons, and they're really important to me. So I'd like Bree to share her lessons 1 and 2. Is that possible, you guys? Take your time.
Lesson 1 is you can do anything as long as you're brave enough.
That is so great. I remember when I first read that. Yes, and no one's said that like you. Really, I've never heard those words that way until I read your lesson. So it really was a wonderful, unique, new way to see bravery. I really love it. Thank you. What about lesson 2?
And lesson 2 is that it's okay for PES. And lesson 2 is that it's okay for people to do things in different ways.
It is. It is okay for people to do things different. It is okay for people to do things in different ways. It's just so great, Bree. Those words, that idea. If our audience just if our audience really just thinks about that for a second, it's okay to do things different ways. It's so beautiful. It's such a great lesson, and it really makes a really significant piece of your book to when people leave at the end and think about what is it they want to remember, and that you've put it into those words. I just love it. I love you. I know you love me. I love your team. They did such a great job, all of them. And then, all your big fan support base, your friends, your family, the Angels Hand community, Salt Lake City, people who've already been with the Red Fred Project. We just think you're amazing. And you've done a really great thing in creating this book and helping us learning those very things that your lesson said. So I want to thank you again for being here. Thanks for giving your time, your gorgeous smile, your Wonder Woman power. and thanks for being a part of this book festival. I'm really excited for the viewers to watch that. Thank you everybody who tuned in. We'll have a few other storytellers that we're going to put on, so I hope you watch their videos as well. But we'll sign off by saying goodbye, okay? See you everybody. Bye. And sing.